the next drone for DJI in 2024 will be? Got that coming up next. Bill the Drone Reviewer here. If you like the content of this video or anything on my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. With that, let's begin. The other night, I hosted Rotor Talk Live and was joined by Mr. Marcus Crawford and Mr. Ron Brown. We spent the better part of the evening discussing what the next drone for DJI will be in 2024. So without any further ado, let's roll that clip in its entirety. I wanted to spend a few minutes on tonight was, we've gone through, it's now, pretty much going to be towards the end of May. We're past the middle of May. We're getting, we're
almost at the halfway point, Bill.
Yeah, we're almost at the halfway point this year. What are we going to see next? We saw the Avata 2s come out, and it has nothing but rave reviews. Just about
a drone we expected.
It was a drone that we
compared to a drone like the Mini 4K, which we did not expect,
and we didn't expect the Mini 4K.
Look, can I expand on that just one little bit? So I kind of had a feeling that we would see a new version of an SE style drone. Mm-hmm. But I thought it would probably be the newer form factor of the Mini 3 Pro and the Mini 4 Pro, or even the Mini 3. But it's not, which is no big deal. But I thought it was interesting that they stayed with that previous form factor and still took the leap to 4K.
Right. And Bill, I think too that a lot of people heard rumors of a Mini coming, but they thought it was going to be a Mini Avata. But it turned out to be a Mini 4K instead.
Right. Now, the other ones, and I'm just going to go on time cycles here, okay? Yeah. The Mavic 3, when it originally came out, it's over 2 years old. Am I right?
Yeah, it'll be 3 years this November.
Yeah, this November.
3 years in November. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, I don't want to use the phrase long in the tooth, but it's been out for a while. Okay. Mm-hmm. The other one that people have been talking about is another version of the Air, and they want to say an Air 3S, or, do they dare even go and jump the shark and say an Air 4? All right.
Or Air Pro, I hear.
Or Air Pro, something along those lines. What's going to come next in that iteration? All right. And that's and see, here's the thing with this, and this is the thing.
And don't forget the Mini 5, Bill, before you get too far.
The Mini 5, and now I think we'll see something along the lines of a Mini 5 towards the end of the year. They've been pretty. That's one thing DJI's been. A company that's been inconsistent about stuff. They've been consistent about when they've released their.
Well, they jumped the shark last year and put it out in September, or was it August?
September? Yeah, they kind of jumped it earlier a little bit, but it's almost always towards the end of the years when they're doing that. Okay, mm-hmm. So I'm thinking we're going to see something either along the Mavic line or along an Air line right now. Okay, is what I'm thinking. But and this is a question that we pose to each other ad nauseum. When we're talking about this. How can you make a better drone than the Mavic 3 Pro? Okay, and I think Marcus would agree with me. Right now you can't, in my book. All right, just the footage that I get,
and keep it at the same price point.
Exactly, and keep that at the same price point.
You can always make something better if you're going to double the price.
Exactly. Okay, and remember, and we prepared everybody. I mean, I was preaching.
Oh, yeah.
Ad nauseum. Be prepared for the Mavic 3. It's gonna be a pricey drone.
I mean, they didn't listen to us. A lot of people were real upset when that came out.
You better put Eddie's comment up there too, Bill. Eddie.
Yeah. So
Well, Bill, let me ask you this question: all these drones, which one of these drones begs for an update?
Okay, well, the Mavic is begging for an update, but okay, and I'm gonna throw this caveat out there. All right, one of my more popular groups, my Facebook groups. All right, the Mini is by far the most popular, but second, and it's nothing. The other ones aren't even close. Is the Air group? Okay. People love that drone. And, if you hold a gun to my head, I'm going to be hard pressed to tell you whether I like the Air 3 or the Mavic 3 Pro. Okay.
Well, Bill, begs another question. How are they going to improve the Air 3 and keep the price at $1099?
Yeah. See,
or anywhere in the ballpark.
So both those drones. So when you're talking about the Air 3 or the Mavic 4, optical zoom is an obvious one.
Right.
Right. Is that even possible? I don't know.
Well,
but
anything is possible if enough money's thrown at it, or you pay enough money for it. So I mean, I want optical zoom, but I don't want my prices doubled.
Well, and that's what I suspect that when we see a Mavic 4, they're going to take it that next step up to the prosumer level, that it's going to have some of those kind of features, Ron, but you're going to pay for them. And it's going to be more aimed at, in between professional work and a very, very serious amateur, right?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Marcus 100%. Yeah. That's where that's heading, and that's where that's going. Okay. And
here's a better way to explain it: an Eddie Nunez type drone.
Yeah. Well, here's a popular rumor going around, Bill, and this could be all bull. I don't be popular rumor by Igor, just popular rumor here that the Mavic 4 have a full frame camera sensor on it. Well, right there you go. There's it's a $5,000 drone minimum.
Oh yeah.
If you put some kind of full frame,
you better cash in one of your 401ks, because this isn't a drone that you can pull your plastic out for.
Is that even needed, drone? I mean, what is the advantage of full frame? I mean, unless you're doing like cinema work or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, here better low light. You know what I mean? More resolution or whatever to crop in. Like maybe that'll be their way. Well, we won't give you optical zoom. We'll just give you a full frame at 5, 6, 8K, whatever. And you just crop in on post or whatever. I mean, some of the reasons people buy full frame real cameras is to get bokeh or whatever. But I mean, I don't know if you need bokeh in your drone. I mean, you're not doing any model shoots. I don't know how much you need the bokeh for a thing, but and just a selling point. You write a full frame on it, whatever, you could charge a lot more money for it then.
True. Yeah, absolutely. And I see what you're making a lot of sense with this, Ron, because if this is the natural progression of things, all right, you're going to see the Air series really kind of be what the Mavic series was like 2-3 years ago. Okay,
exactly. That could be the plan, Bill. If they do blow the water out of the expensive Mavic 4, then they say they bump the Air up $500 and make it like kind of like a Mavic 3 replacement.
Because the Mavic series now is really, in essence, it's going to be like the Inspire was. All right, because the Inspire was a drone, not the 3, but the 1 and the 2, if you want to call it that. They were a drone that kind of bridged the gap between the hobbyist and the professional and the semi-professional. Okay. And it did it well. And that's what I see in Mavic 4 doing. I see that becoming the next type of Inspire, and it will be at a price point, and hear me out, those of you in the chat, it'll be at a price point that'll be affordable for professionals. All right. Because if you're a professional, if you're saying, and I'll just use my good friend Ken Dono, Original Dobo. Okay, I consider him a professional. All right, he can, that's an investment for his business. He can do something like that. Okay, or maybe a Billy Kyle. Okay, again for his business. He still has a drone business out there that I think he has. These are things that are going to be geared toward them, not toward us, because everybody's going to pop a cork when you see the price for the Mavic 4 and go, oh my God, I got to cash my 401k in for this and and I think it's going to be a lot like what Marcus says, like when he talks about when the Inspire 3 came out. There's a lot of things on there that I are not even going to be able to begin to touch. Okay, and I think that's going to be the case on the Mavic 4, okay, for most people out there. There are going to be bells and whistles and features on there that are, for hobbyists, are really not going to apply to us. I mean, really, in essence, okay, it's going to be more, this, if you want to jump the shark, and I'll call it an Air 4, just for an example, okay, that's going to apply more to hobbyists and to a majority of us out there, okay, and it's still going to be in the affordable range. It might, you might see a hefty increase, but you're going to see things like a better battery with that and longer run times with that, maybe a better range with that, you know, better obstacle avoidance, you know, better camera system on there. You know, there's a whole host of things with that.
That's one of the things that would be interesting, is if they could come up with some sort of GPS tracking similar to what Skydio did.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and see, and there's a void that's now been left, you know, was, you know, Skydio leaving. Okay. And all this, and, you know, I still, you know, we talked a little bit earlier about it, and I know we're talking about drones this year, but, you know, that Connecticut bill stalled and they broke for the summer and they didn't do anything about it. Okay. That drone ban in Connecticut. So that's kind of, and
yeah,
I see that
it didn't pass. So the first responders could still use the DJI drones, the police, fire, whatever. It didn't get enough votes to pass. Whether it comes up again in the future, that's not unknown at this point, but it did not receive the votes.
Right. And then the other thing was with this Countering CCP Act, with our good friend Elise Stefanik, there's been no activity out there. I have Google alerts set up to anytime, you know, Countering CCP Drone Act or DJI drone ban or things like that. Everything that's been popping up on my timeline about it, any notice that I get, is old news. Okay. There's been nothing on this for weeks. Okay. So I think, like we saw, you know, Russ had a great video. This is just going to die a slow death. They're just going to let it, you know, it's like that legislation. They just let it go and it expires or something like that. I think this is going to be the same thing with this.
Yeah, I think we need to ride all this out past the November election period, and then it'll really kind of, you know, be tabled for a while.
Oh yeah, I don't see this going anywhere. I really don't. I think it's just gonna be like a vapor in the mist. It's gonna be gone. It's just gonna be totally gone. Okay. But getting back to this whole thing about this, you know, a Mini 5, okay, coming out, say October or November. All right. You know, wow. what do you want with the Mini 4 Pro that does everything and it does it well?
Yeah.
You know,
I can't imagine what the Mini 5 can do better, but actually, once they get the Mini 5 so good, I may even just I may only fly Mini 5 anymore if they get that good. I don't even need these other drones if the Mini 5 is
yeah, I can tell you, when I just did a video on the Mini 4 Pro, and it was a real windy day. It was like almost 20, 25 mile an hour winds. It was pretty dusty. All right. That thing held its own up there. And, you know, and I ran, and what I did on purpose was I did master shots and also, you know, do the point of interest POI, you know, because the drone's on its own, and the gimbal was rock solid, rock steady on it. And then when I saw it coming down on the B-roll, it was, so you could tell, I mean, it was real windy, but it held its own. It did just an exceptional job up there. So, I mean, you know,
yeah, I may advise don't buy anything this year until the Mini 5 comes out, because the Mini 5 may be all the drone you ever need.
Yeah, and you are 100% right, Ron.
I'll disagree with that because I think that like the Air 3, it performs so much better than the Mini 4 with regard to the way it flies. Etc. So I think there's going to be some people that are going to want a heavier drone no matter what.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. People, you know, like for me, you know, on a windy, normally I wouldn't have taken it up, but I wanted to test it and I wanted to see how it handled it and how it did, and I was pretty impressed with that. So, you know, it's just one of those things that, you know, for most people, most of us in the chat, most hobbyists, that's going to be a perfect drone for them. All right. It's going to do, you know, you're going to get your family shots with that. You're going to take pictures of your house with that. You go out to the lake, take pictures of boats or natural, you know, Mother Nature out there. It's going to be perfect for things like that.
And it's quiet, won't disturb the other people around you.
Exactly. You know.
So let me run this by you guys. So what if DJI is kind of thinking the same way we are, and they're thinking, wow, you know, what are we going to do to a Mini 4 to make it any better than what it is? It'd just be incremental. What if we don't see a Mini 5 this fall?
Well, yeah, what if we don't?
That's possible. It's always possible.
It may take them another, you know, 6 months or whatever, like that cycle we have between the the Mini 2 and the Mini 3 Pro. But I'll give you another hypothetical, Marcus. What if they crack the wind thing? What if they can make a Mini 5 that's no longer affected by that flies as good in the wind as the Air or the Mavic 3?
Right.
What can figure that out?
That'd be something. I'd be all in on that.
I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if we're supposing.
So somehow you'd have to make it more powerful, right? Which is going to use more juice, but maybe it's more efficient.
Improve the algorithm for it to adjust to the wind up there, to send enough power that each propeller to adjust to higher winds.
Yeah.
David, if you want to go ahead and post that, if you think it's worth us taking a look at, put it out on Build a Drone Reviewer Facebook group, and if it's okay with Ron, put it out on Drone Nation as well too. We'll let people take a look at it.
The quick release props is a dream for all of us since the Mini 1. I mean, the 1-inch sensor. I mean, they see all the stuff he's saying gaining weight. 1-inch sensors gaining weight. The removal, whatever you call it, the self-locking props are gaining weight. So it's hard to mention a bunch of stuff, and they're all weight gainers.
What do you think the next drone will be for DJI in 2024? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, it's a great day to fly.